Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Medley Toastmasters Club. I am myself Suhail, SA for today's meeting. Toastmaster provides a positive and supportive learning experience which helps them able to develop their communication and leadership skill, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. In order to conduct a successful meeting, we have 3 basic ground rules. 1. Please put your mobile on silent mode. I will give you 10 seconds. Second point, please don't speak topics related to sex, religion and politics. And third one, please don't exit the meeting abruptly. With this, I hand over the proceeding to the Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Dinakaran.
Thank you, Dr. Suhail. Good afternoon. How are you all doing? Very good. Great. All is fine?
Very happy, sir.
Very happy. Okay, I would start with recognizing the dignitaries here. TM Sundararaman, thanks for joining us. TM Saravanan, thanks for joining us. We'll go on with the guest introduction. Would you please come up here and introduce yourself? Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karthik. I work as a chief engineer in Merchant Navy. I was a part of Chennai Phoenix Toastmasters Club. Whenever I got break, I was doing this online around 6 months, and now Medley falls near my place. I live in Thiruvanmiyur. So I need to improve my communication and public speaking skills. Thanks for having me.
So how long have you been a Toastmaster in Chennai Toastmasters?
No, like around, on and off. Total around maybe 6 months, not more than 6 months. So it was all full online.
Oh.
And so I recently signed off 20 days back. So after that, I thought of.
Already come to know about Medley?
WhatsApp, Instagram, everywhere is Medley.
So EPPR is doing a very good job. So
Instagram, everywhere is Medley. I used to watch the YouTube video of Medley. I have subscribed it.
Okay.
So
Nice. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll start with a small note. Anybody would have heard of Vivek Sankaran, the name? He's one of the famous personality. Vivek Sankaran. Okay, so I had an opportunity to welcome him and to host him as a part of our TCS customer visit. So he is actually a CEO of Albertsons companies. Albertsons is one of the grocery and largest grocery and pharmacy retailer in US, and they are in the top 10 grocery retailers. They are based out of the West Coast, California plus Pleasanton. And Kroger is another bigger retailer in US. So both Kroger and Albertsons are trying to merge and form a different another new company. So we are TCS is serving Albertsons, and then I am the delivery owner for their team at offshore. So we have hosted him last week Wednesday. So basically, actually, he's again from Mylapore. He's now here in Mylapore with his parents, spending time in the weekend. So just that I want to sharing this information to all of you. So I am trying to call out some of his thoughts or key notes from him, whatever he has told, to start with the meeting. So I have been talking about some of the leadership qualities in the last, as a part of presentation address in the last few meetings. We have talked about mindfulness, we have talked about having a vision, having a plan. So in addition to that, so from his words, building a bridge is something he talks about. So at this level, all of us have our own views. We all know what is good and what is bad. But again, end of the day, we will have difference of opinion. So we will have different thoughts. It's because we are all different human beings. But end of the day, we have to come to a common ground and build a bridge between all of us so that we move forward in the journey. Second thing he called out based on his experience in India, handling chaos. So he says that handling chaos in terms of that inordinate, like in India, like we don't follow the rules, but still we have to come around this chaos. So in our lives, it's not like it's always a defined movement. So we will have chaos, handling the chaos, coming around those chaos will help us improving our leadership qualities. In addition to that, he also talks about impact and innovation. Again, we all play different role in our lives, whatever the activities we encounter and the activities that we deal with. But at the end of the day, without worrying about the environment and then what other people deal and do, we have to see how we can create an impact based on our presence and what we do, and also what is something new that we can bring it to the table. So with this note, I declare the meeting number 24 open. To take this meeting forward, today we have a wonderful leader with us as a TMoD. We know he doesn't need an introduction, we know a lot about him, but still it's good to know a few things in detail. So I will just try to go through the details. He is a former special director in Ashok Leyland, now consultant, photographer, designer, freelance writer, public speaker and trainer. Also a former PR manager of District 82, part of top 70. Over to TMoD, TM Thomas.
Thank you very much, President. Good afternoon, my dear friends. So, what are we here for?
7:24.
Tell us
Make a full of ourselves.
Do we need to make an attempt? Let's see, you'll soon know. Yeah, the thing is, before that, yeah, please come. Today, to me, is as good a day as any to go for a record. Are we ready for it? Not fair for me to ask you without you knowing what it is. Today, can we make this meeting where the audience speaks more than the TV? Can you do that? Are we game for it?
Yes.
Oh, good. So I'm going to hear some 16, 17 voices today. Wow. Now, we will have open exchange of views within the permission of how much time we have. First question, is it All Fools Day or April Fool's Day?
April Fool's Day.
Why it's not All Fools Day? If you remember, our TMoD, our VPPR was so neutral, she gave us one saying this and another one saying that, so that we remain neutral and decide ourselves. That's democracy. So, yeah, we not progress further. Where do we go? Is it All Fools Day or April Fool's Day?
April Fool's Day. Because we cannot fool all the people all the time. We can only fool some people sometimes.
But all the people, we are fooled every day, right? That is my argument. To say April Fool's Day is to pretend that we only get fooled once a year. Come on, we get fooled every day. So therefore my preference, not preference, my argument in support of All Fools Day is that. Second, you say All Fools Day, like All Saints Day. You know, it covers everybody. We're all fools and we feel good good about it. You know, I'm not alone. Do you get that feeling? We are in it together. Like that ad goes, Saravanan will remember, Toastmaster. We are all in it together for the fun of it. There was an ad. Some, I don't know.
Campa orange flavor.
Possibly. It has to be a consumable. It cannot be a bank. So, therefore I have a little extra liking for All Fools Day. It makes us, it's like democratization of foolishness. We're all in it. So, less guilt on us. Anyway, it doesn't matter. By the way, today we are not going to arrive at any serious intellectual deductions and all that. Okay, so please, any such thoughts, I'm going to fail you 100%. So, now, there is this question to be asked. In fact, how can I proceed without asking the research scholar on the week, the day of the year? Who is the research scholar on the day of the year in Medley?
Saravanan.
Absolutely. What's your view, sir? What's your view? Should it be All Fools Day or should it be April Fool's Day?
My thought here is all months full day cannot be possible. So it can be 1 month, it can be only April. So April.
The first day of April. not
You mean to
month.
say you have expanded the scope from 1st of April to the whole of April? That's very well done, very well done. Because we also have the doctor in dose, right? The brain enzymes or whatever. According to you, doctor, what's your view on the health benefits of All Fools Day? Whether you call it All Fools Day or whatever.
Yeah, there is release of happy hormones, I feel.
You feel meaning now you're feeling. You mean theory or practice?
Both.
Oh wow. Wow. Anybody else feeling that hormonal flow? Anybody feeling it? No. You just came in, so you couldn't have been feeling it. Nobody else is feeling it. And now getting the feel of it. Now the doctor says that this is the power of suggestion. Now I'm getting the feeling. Very nice. Sure. So then next question. How many are in favor of having at least one day in a year, if not 1 month as has been proposed? How many are in favor of this? This tamasha? Yeah? Yeah? General consent. Wow, everybody. I don't think there's any proposal that gets 100% vote like this. But why is that, doctor? More than medical reason? We have lost out to medical sciences these days. Anyone? Why do we need to have this?
You have some fun and engaging with others.
How much fun did you have today? Now, here, I want you to kindly check under your chair. Is it a mini bomb or is it something else? Kindly check. Don't delay it, don't delay it.
Nothing is there.
You're safe. Try, maybe what was meant for you must have wrongly gone there. Adalla? Illala? Anyone? Check, check.
It's there.
Is there? Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Yes? Anyone? Just check, just check. Don't leave it. Please. Doctor, come on. Doctor, seriously. You mean this side is so safe, nobody has anything? I'm sorry, I'm not responsible if you don't act according to my instructions.
We trust you.
I'm trusting myself, therefore I'm suggesting you look at it.
I got it.
You got it, you got it. Very good. So let me understand who are the people getting rich just like that. Dr. Anuradha.
Dr. Pravda. And myself.
Sign in your checkbook. Sign in your checkbook.
Yeah. Don't throw it away.
Please
Yeah.
claim your gift.
Gift.
Yes. No, I got a check.
Check, no? I don't have any gift. I only have check. If it bounces also, I'm fine. Huh? Anybody else? Anybody else?
Okay, it's gift check.
Shanmugam. Okay. All right. So, the first thing for you, the privilege is right to talk. Who among you five would like to, apart from you, Toastmaster Priya, for some good reason, would like to narrate your most interesting April Fool's Day story? You said you had fooled every day. April Fool, you must have been got fooled also. Anyone who can boldly narrate? Even those who didn't get starters. You have a story? No, you wait. You make it today also. Anybody else who has a story? Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Good afternoon to all. This happened 4 years back. I was interested in exercise, yoga and Zumba. So after searching so many centers, I found it on this nice center and I joined Zumba. And I was enjoying the Zumba sessions. It is only weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So every Saturday my mind will be very happy that early morning itself I will be thinking about the Zumba class. And sharply at 8 o'clock I will be at the center. Likewise, my mind Saturday, Sunday night will be Zumba. So that day I didn't see the calendar, I didn't see the date. I was ready, I was wearing my shoe, t-shirt and everything, and I took my bag and I told my family members that I am going for Zumba. Like that I was telling, and I went to the center, but it was locked. The reason is, it was August 15th, holiday. So it was, the message is that all government holidays, the center will be closed.
Including today? It is a government.
No, was it?
No.
Only bank only have.
So, without aware of that, I went to the center because of my interest. Then I thought I feel little bit ashamed, but I don't want to come back immediately to home because my kids will laugh at me. So, with that Zumba dress, I went for a jogging around the Madhekalash road, and I entered exactly at 9 o'clock as I am coming from the Zumba center. So I didn't reveal to anybody else. Now only I am revealing after 4 years.
Don't trust mothers. That's how they survive. I must tell you my story till you warm with yours. When I was a kid once. When I was a kid, I used to go around, visiting various uncles, aunties. My dad was somewhere else, my mom was somewhere else. So it was difficult for me. So one place I went in the village. So April 1st, okay. So I pulled out an old postcard. I washed it thoroughly, and I wrote over it as if the cousin is coming along with the family to visit this family, be there for a couple of days. And I gave it to the boy. I don't know how and I saw many things happening, including the rooster was sacrificed in the altar of hospitality. The rooster. And a lot of things happened. And then I presented it to my aunt. But you know something, she wore very conventional Kerala Christian dress, white, all this frill and all that. But I forgot that she was a student of convent. She's a convent educated lady. She didn't fire me, nothing. I had solid food for the next 4 days. April Fool gave me that. Anyone want to tell a story? Yes? Oh, yes. You will keep it in 45 seconds?
Yeah, 45 seconds. After 1 minute. Okay, so actually, it happened during my college days. Okay, so one of my friends is very much looking after all the friends, and then say like, okay, don't go for any of the movies, nothing. He was like very much kind to everybody, but nobody listened. Okay, so what happened was everybody goes out of college and goes to movies and all those stuff. So he hatched a plan, and then he did in such a way that he was acting like a ghost. Okay, so he was wearing all the ghost kind of dress and everything, and was having fair and lovely on his face. And then what we did was we cut off the entire electricity, okay, in the college hostel. And night around 12 o'clock, he was just sleeping in a cot. What happened? Everybody came and then saw the ghost, and then they ran away. And it was such a kind of a thing, like nobody will be able to go out of the college during the nights and all. Okay? That happened such a way. What happened was another batch came, and they were so fond of these movies and all, so they went out. And this guy was, as usual, was in the cot. That the person came, and then they opened, and then they saw the packet, and then they saw this ghost. One of the guy, what he did was he threw a book on this ghost. Unfortunately, that was thermodynamics mechanical book. How many of you know that this was such a book? And ghost got angry, and then the ghost came out, and it was more terrifying for the ghost rather than for the enemy. So the moral of the story here is thermodynamics can terrorize even the ghost.
So physics helps. I'm sure doctors would have their equivalent also. The fat book, something that works. Is it the thermodynamic topic that worked, or is it the heaviness of the book that worked?
Thermodynamic topic.
It worked, is it? If you say so, I can't argue with you, can I? So now we move on to the next stage. The next stage, we have 3 things going to happen for the benefit of the guests and members who may not have come for a long time and have started forgetting it. Next, we will have encounter with the evaluation. Then we will have table topics. Then we will have 2 speeches, prepared speeches. Then we will have table topics, and thereafter the evaluator will come back and do an analysis, 4 points. To do the next step, which is introduce the evaluation team and each to explain their role, over to Toastmaster Prasanna Vani, VPPR, who was so neutral like I said, and allow me to say one thing. She has also been once recipient of a prank. 6 of them were in college first year. We went on a picnic, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us? Please tell us. And then get on with your meeting.
Good afternoon, everyone. This happened in my first year of MBBS. We were a gang of 6 girls. We went on a trip to Goa. And one boy in our batchmate, he came to our gang of friends and said like, he's very upset. We asked him like, what happened? And he said, I have a hole in my heart and I'm going to live for only 6 months. I don't have any friends and this might be the last trip ever in my life. He was so filled with pity. He thought, oh, poor boy. And we said, okay, you can hang out with us. We'll be friends and we can have fun together. So the entire 6 days of Goa Mahabaleshwar trip, we had good fun. At the end of the trip, when we came back, he was collecting money from his other friends, the guys. We were curious. We asked him, why are you getting money from them? And that's when we found out he had placed a bet with his friends that he'll hang out with our gang of girls for the entire trip. And he has won that bet. We were so naive to have believed him. And now he remains a good friend, and though the prank still remains permanent. Yeah, so greetings everyone. What is this special about this? Not this day. I'll not ask about this day. That is the patented, copyrighted question of Toastmaster Saravanan. What is special about this month of March, April?
Financial year.
Exams. So we have 2 evaluations going on. 1, the auditors evaluate our incomes, and 2, the teachers evaluate our students' preparation and performance. My younger daughter, who is in pre-KG, also has an assessment plan this week. And I was trying to teach her the concept of more and less. I told her, Lachu, I'm coming from a shop, I'm getting 2 bags of chocolates. One has 5 and one has 2. Which one do you want? She looked at me and said, I want both the bags. Okay, fine. If I give you both the bags, one with 5 and one with 2 chocolates, how many chocolates will you have together? Now she said, Amma, I don't want chocolates. I love germs in my teeth. Okay, if you don't want chocolates, I'll give them to your elder sister. Do you know how many chocolates she'll have? She said, she'll not have any chocolates. Why? Because I'll take all the chocolates from her and eat it off. So with that, I abandoned my attempts to evaluate her. Through evaluation, we not only find out what is their weakness, we also find out what are their strengths. I found my daughter's very good at giving evasive answers, and she has a strong political career for her. So evaluation also helps us realize our strengths, which is equally important for us to work on. To lead us in this process of evaluation, we have 2 teams. One is a tag team, and the other is an individual speech evaluators team. Let us now start with the tag team introduction. Tag, timer, accounter, and grammarian. For the timer today, we have Toastmaster Suhail. Toastmaster Suhail has this interesting incident to share, where he went for a college admission process. As he was standing in a queue, the person in front of him had filled this application form and he had submitted it. In that, along with the name, gender, age, there was this column on place of birth, and that person had written hospital. And everybody went on laughing, and Toastmaster Suhail also joined in the fun. Let's welcome Toastmaster Suhail to explain the role of the timer.
Good afternoon again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a timer, I will be recording the time taken by the speakers while giving the speech. So today we have 2 prepared speeches. One comprises of 5 to 7 minutes and another one comprises of 10 to 12 minutes. So for the 5 to 7 minutes speech, at the end of 5th minute I will be showing a green card. At the end of 6th minute I will be showing a yellow card, and at the end of 7th minute I will be showing a red card. For the 10 to 12 minute speech, at the end of 10th minute I will be showing a green. At the end of 11th minute I will be showing a yellow. At the end of 12th minute I will be showing a red card, and 30 seconds of grace time is allowed. For the table topic session, the time allocated is 1 to 2 minutes, and all the participants are supposed to speak for 1 minute. And at the end of 1st minute I will be showing a green card. At the end of 1.5 minute I will be showing a yellow card, and at the end of 2nd minute I will be showing a red card. Again 30 seconds of grace time is allowed. For the evaluation session, the time allocated is 2 to 3 minutes. Similarly, at the end of second minute, I will be showing a green card. At the end of 2.5 minutes, I will be showing a yellow card. At the end of third minute, I will be showing a red card. If the speaker is speaking beyond the allocated time, I will be continuously holding the red card, so that the speaker have to conclude his speech. I will be submitting the report when called upon to do so.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suhail. Now, can any of you tell me what is common between mushrooms, enzymes, and cancer?
We don't understand anything of them.
Exactly. Okay. Anything else? We have mushroom, enzymes, and cancer. Our account of the day is a researcher in these 3 fields. Each of them as wide apart as the other, and he is a multidisciplinary researcher who works at CLRI in Chennai. We say that a woman is behind the success of every man. This happened literally in his life. He became successful in his interview immediately after marriage. We all know that story. And what happened in his village was, all the unemployed youth went straight to the matrimonial registration offices rather than to the employment registration office. They thought, okay, let's all get married and we'll also get a job. And that was the incident which he shared with us in his icebreaker speech. I call upon Toastmaster Shanmugavai to explain the role of the accountant.
Thank you very much for your introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Today I am an accountant. In our life, everything is countable. In one Tamil proverb says, "Aatile pottana alandu podu." That means, even when you throwing something in the river, measure, throw it before. That means, as a timer, they will monitor the time. As an accountant, my duty to note the words and sounds used as a scratch or pause filler. During the meeting, I will listen the repeated words, the filler sounds, and the overused words and phrases. Mostly, the overused words are and, but, so, we, well, and you know, like that. The filler sounds such as here. In case of that repeated words or face or I or repetition of this mean should be minimized. At the end of the meeting, I will report number of times each speaker used this expression. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shanmugavai. A grammarian for the today. I was searching for the grammarian for today because Nishana was supposed to be as per the agenda and she was not there. And I went and asked Toastmaster Dinakaran, who's the grammarian for the day? And he said, it's me. I'm searching for the word of the day now. And I also asked him to share a numerous incident which happened in his life as well as detail the role of a grammarian. Toastmaster Dinakaran.
Thank you, Ji. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take a note of any improper language as well as the good, outstanding words and quotes and thoughts. And I will report it out when G is called upon at the end of the meeting. It's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. Today we have a little different word. Albeit. It's a conjunction. The meaning is although. I'll just give an example for the usage. The evening was very pleasant, albeit a little quiet. He tried, albeit without success. I encourage all the Toastmasters speakers to use the word of the day in their speeches. Over to G.
Humorous incident which happened in your life.
Humorous incident. Okay, let me think about it. Like the college incident, our immediate past person called out. So we also used to have a lot of fun during the college. I think all of us will have fun. So some of the time, right, we sleep in the afternoons, in the weekends. Okay. So if you the candle, if you light it and then keep it under the cart, right? So the heat will slowly pick up, and suddenly you will feel that hot, and then everybody will get up. So a lot of times we do this, and then most of the times, like we go around in the weekends all the time, and then we do this for most of the days, and then they wake up from the sleep, and then they come back and then run around, chase the people. So this is what I would do. What did you think?
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinakaran, for taking up this grammarian role, albeit the last minute information. I now hand over the podium to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, G and team. I hope we have warmed up to the theme. Yep, albeit we're going to make up 7 minutes, which we will do now. So the next, we will move on to a very, very interesting section. We are fortunate, I would say, to have a double header today. I'm not talking about IPL, here, double header. We're going to have two accomplished speakers of Medley presenting their prepared speeches, one after the other. First of all, I would request Toastmaster Dr. Anuradha to share the objectives of TM Sundararaman's speech.
Good evening once again. The objective of DTM Sundararaman sir is, the purpose of this project is to present a speech of any topic, then receive the feedback and apply the feedback to a second speech. And time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you. DTM Dr. Sundararaman is more or less, I think it captures your academic records. He mentions to me that one of his niche of topics is mind mapping. And you know where he has taken it? And he said he's not joking when he says that he has a mind map in the kitchen that tells him what will be cooked on which day. That is walking the talk, he says. And going back to his past, his childhood, he remembers keep carrying stones but gift wrapping it beautifully, ideally in gold color, and dropping it in strategic places and watching the fun of people picking it up with great expectations and the eyes becoming small when they open it. We're all devils in our own right, right? Over to Dr. Sundararaman for his speech called FFFT. It is not another designation, another qualification from this. It is a title. It comes from Level 1, Project 3, Evaluation and Feedback from the Engaging Humor speech. Over to you, sir.
How many of you are able to recollect your FFFT experience? Puzzle? FFFT stands for Flying for the First Time Experience. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, I don't know about your FFFT experience, but whenever I recall my FFFT experience, I feel ashamed. It was the 90s. I was sent to Mumbai for a training program by train. But surprisingly, my return ticket was not confirmed. How to go about it? I called my boss and he asked me to take a flight. I was excited, but he said that at your expense. Boss, no, this is no way. I don't want to do that. No, let's discuss, let's try to think about getting it reimbursed. But still, boss, I cannot make it. Why? Do you have autophobia? No, boss, the problem is I don't have a passport and in 2 days I don't think we can get a visa. Fool, for a domestic trip, but we don't require all that. Boss, this is actually an official trip, not a domestic trip. A fool, domestic means traveling within India. But somehow in few days I got the ticket on Wednesday morning at 3 a.m. I got it. I took oil bath and I was wearing new dress. When I am traveling in a flight, I need to look rich, right? But when I went inside, most of my passengers, they were in tattered jeans and a shabby t-shirt. The first person I met was the security attendant. He was wearing a badge which revealed his name, Narayan. Thank God. Tamilian. Sir, where can I go and find out the Madras flight? Flying for the first time. He looked at me up and down. Yes. See here, Madras flights will not be parked on one side and the people will not call Madras flight, Madras flight. It is not like that. Just to go and do the security check. Check. No boss, I have only cash. Fool. Go to that last counter, Jet Airways counter. There will be a lady with a blue uniform. She will be able to help you. I went to the counter and then handed over my ticket. Sir, do you want a window seat? Yes. With a fear I said yes in my face. And you have a cabin baggage? Is it my cabin baggage? Will they take my baggage and put it in the pilot's cabin? I was trying to respond. Before that, she gave me a tag and asked me to tie it on the baggage. I was trying to meticulously open the knot and then tried hard to put it on the baggage. She stared at me and took another tag and put it on the baggage. Your maiden trip? No, Madras trip. She smiled and asked me to go for the security check. Then again I came back to Mr. Narayan. I think I need to check something from you. He got confused. Then finally he said, no, you go to this side counter, or that 10th counter, and they will do the check, they will do the security check for you and your baggage. Why security check? Actually, when I came from Madras to Mumbai, no one checked my baggage in my train journey. No, they will check whether you have any objectionable material. Oh my God, the objectionable material is my unwashed underwear. Should I throw it out or should I tell him? So I was confused. And finally he asked me to go to the security counter. And when I went to the security counter, the security personnel shamelessly put his hands and rode my body. I was feeling so nervous. Right? Finally he stamped my tickets and I asked him, where should I go? Gate number 22. Gate number 22, gate number 22. I was practically looking for the Madras flight. At that time, a guy like Manak Shah, he ran. He came with a rifle in his hand and he started shouting at me in Hindi. If you do like this, I'll make you into pieces. That is what I could comprehend. Go and sit there, there will be an announcement. After 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I was cluelessly sitting and there was an announcement. I could not get any clue out of it, but my co-passenger sitting next to me, he got up and then he started proceeding towards the gate. I meticulously followed him, but I was a little scared. So if I get into a wrong flight, will I be deported to Ethiopia or Sudan? I was clueless. I asked him, so is this a Madras flight? Yes, it is Madras flight, but they will not stop anywhere in between for coffee or tea. So somehow I got into the flight, and you all may be curious to know what happened inside the flight. For that you have to wait for FFFT 2, part 2. Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmasters, when you are all ready to watch the magnum opus Ponniyin Selvan in 2 parts, will you not wait to hear FFFT part 2? Okay,
FFFT part 2. Great. We now move to the second speech, and to make that happen, I will request Toastmaster Dr. Pravda to please explain the objectives.
Toastmaster Priya is giving her level 5 project, the last project, reflect on your path of the persuasive influence pathway. The purpose of this project is to reflect on her growth during the completion of the entire path. The time allotted is 10 to 12 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Priya.
Thank you, Doctor. We now have the second of the speakers, like I said, Toastmaster Priya Bailu. She's going to do the looking back from the summit, is the best way I can describe it. This project is beyond the fifth the fifth level. And going back, Toastmaster Priya recalls in her college days, she had a scooty, and so she had an accident. Fell flat. Unconscious. People said, I don't know, in Dakshina Kannada, how they spoke, I don't know. Tandi Vedama, whatever. She was unconscious. Then somebody said, hey, this girl, no, she's the daughter of Mr. So and so. Hearing the father's name, she got up, she was okay. Secondly, this morning, today is April Fool's Day, or All Fool's Day. Have you resolved that? Whatever it is, X or Y. Today, she finds in front of a door eggs. What eggs I didn't ask, I should have asked.
The packet.
Packet. But nobody lives in that house, so she wondered who laid those eggs. So she sent a note saying that there is eggs here, whoever is the rightful owner must claim it. In 20 seconds she reached there, that egg is not there. That speaks a lot for the honesty of our people, doesn't it? Over to you, Toastmaster Priya, for her speech, which is, like I said, reflecting on the patriarchy.
It was one casual evening. There were a group of ladies talking on social aspects of society. And there was this wise woman who was exuding warmth in her talk, a senior citizen. She talked about her second innings, how after having 4 kids she started her career, sending all her 4 kids to school, she started. Her second innings was her talk all about. She lit a spark inside me. And I too decided, yes, this is what I wanted. I will start up with my education, my master's degree now. Good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. My icebreaker speech was on second innings, where I talked about how I started my next education after taking a big break. If you ask me who were these set of ladies, I have no idea, because they were in a TV channel, part of a panel discussion. That was my first speech all about. The second project demanded I should talk with a purpose. There should be a purpose statement. How many of y'all are love having branded clothes, cosmetics, whatever? How many of y'all? So I was one such person who was fond of this branded cosmetics until I saw a documentary talking about mica mining, which is exposing the child labor in this beauty industry. After I saw this documentary, I thought I will give a speech, not to give an education session to friends or my members, but an awareness to myself. It was a learning for me with this project. The third project asked for leadership. I should thank Toastmasters. Till then, I thought there were only 2 types of leadership, formal and informal. I had to educate myself to know there were n numbers, to just put it in a short way, at least to say 8 types. And when I was going through all these different styles of leadership, I realized I was falling to one category. To make this confirm, I put a questionnaire and asked all my near and dear ones, and everyone were like, obviously that's you. That's when I realized I belong to a category called analytical style of leadership. They are very slow in decision taking because they rely on direct observation and facts. Yes, that was my leadership style. Next, the project demanded mentor, all about my mentor-mentee relation, about my mentor. When I came to this club or this platform, I saw people who were perfectionists on stage, who were calm and composed. Some were like bindas. Sitting as an audience, I always kept saying, I wish to be like this person one day. And when there was a debate session happening in Medley, I approached one Toastmaster and I asked, can you be my mentor? And he said, I will introduce to my best friend. And that's how I got introduced. My first mentor, Srinivas. He would always tell me 2 things. One is, don't give gyan to people and just be yourself on stage. When I came to Pathways, I wanted someone who was ahead of me because it was very new. And here I meet a person who is very good in writing scripts and who is very straightforward in her approach. Renu Narayan is my mentor, And she's the only person who dares to tell me, I don't understand what you have scripted, come back with something else. Because she writes script, I mean her stories, she can at least write 2 to 3 stories every day. That's her capacity, and I've seen that. And we all know we get constructive feedback from our mentors, and mentors did that to me. And they are the one who always share their personal stories so that it's easy for us to understand this journey in partners. I was lucky to get many such mentors in this platform. My next project was to talk on special occasion. It was very tough. I cannot just grab whatever comes to me. It has to appeal me, and it should make sense when I take up a project. Then I was looking for something where I can talk on a special occasion. One evening I get to know about this, news comes out saying this great personality is no more. Friends, I really felt suffocated when I heard that. That day I realized there was an invisible thread connecting between me, my heart, and her voice. And that day I decided my special speech, my eulogy will be on this great personality, Lata Mangeshkar. That day I gave a speech saying when I was abroad, one foreigner who heard her song when I was playing the music, he comes to me and asks, can you tell me who is this, where is this voice coming from? And I proudly told him, this is Voice of India. I loved, and I felt that was some kind of tribute from a fan to this great personality. There was one more project which demanded some celebration kind of speech. And what best occasion? Toastmaster Mohan, if we know, he was a Medley and he was getting married. I said, okay, now this is the right chance. I'll take my next project, and I had to raise a toast. I think you should go to the previous one, sorry. We had to raise a toast for that speech. I asked Toastmaster Mohan, see, I'm doing this project, can you come? It was online. He said, no, but I'm getting married. I said, it's okay, you finish your wedding, all your rituals, and make sure you come this Saturday for the online. He said, let me think. Poor boy had to walk 15-20 minutes from that place of his because there was no internet connection, and he was living in a village. Just to be part of this speech of mine, he came to this place, I mean online internet place, and I had to take information of his wife, Mohan, and along with me, Toastmaster Rangarajan and Toastmaster Venkateshan helped to raise the toast. After the session, I asked him, how did you feel? He said, I felt so special this day. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this project, which was very special to me. Next comes elective. If you have done the elective project, it's quite demanding. And here I have to give a 15 to 20 minute speech on question and answer session. Now, I don't want to give lecture or a talk on a subject which I am already well versed with. I always want to add something to my existing knowledge. So I started looking for a material where it's a win-win for both, as a speaker as well as to the listener. Then I finally got one good material here. Here the psychologist says the person may be lazy, it may be a mental block, and it needs a profound technique to fight it out. Any idea what it was? Yes, the topic was all on procrastination. We all belong to this, but here I was not talking about procrastination. Basic, it was what you call something which is chronic. And when I wanted to give a speech here in Medley, I didn't get a slot. I said, I'm not going to procrastinate anymore. I immediately jumped to some other club. And it was a small club with very minimal members, but this 20-minute session of procrastination set a learning machinery because there was so much of give and take during this session. And next big project which I had to take was HPL. If you go to the next one. HPL is a high performance leadership where it demands where you should be a part of a voluntary group. You know, there are some objectives, there are challenges that you face. You need to bring all that in your project. And just 10 months back, I was chosen as an EC member in my community. And I said, why not take one chunk of it and present? Because when I read the objective, it was just fitting the bill. And when I was framing all these photos and tell you all very proudly, we got second place in south of Chennai for coming out of with a very good cultural team. This is the collage pictures that I have before you all. And if you go to the next picture, here it says one thing that I understood is the very important thing in communication is not just talking. It demands something more. It says you need to hear that what isn't being said. Then you are a communicator. Mere talking does not mean you are a good communicator. The three things or the takeaways for me from this platform has been, one is discipline, time management and good listening skills. Is it okay to be just communicator? Toastmaster is about communication as well as leadership, if you see there. So when I had to play some leadership, I took a HPL role as well as mentor few clubs. I was given few clubs to mentor. The best of all where I enjoyed was to be a mentor for Sindhi school teachers. We had 40 teachers and we had to mentor them. So it was a very good learning process overall by taking both communication as well as leadership roles. It's okay if you rise and fall, you stroll, you crawl, but make sure you keep learning and keep growing, because as I believe, slow and steady always wins the race. Thank you.
I hope these teachers in their own way are inspiring us. I have no doubt about it. Differently. We now move on to those of you who are inspired, going to make your own speeches, miniature speeches, for which I will call Toastmaster Saravanan, the IPP. Please count the earlier story under his account and the TT. But there is another story he told me, very interesting. As a kid, he was into anthropology. He would dig around and find interesting things. And once he got fired so badly, you want to say the last part of it? That he found a burned piece of beedi and he got it from him for the parents. Over to you. Show the video. With your permission, could we also have the voting done for the prepared speeches? Provided, timer, could you please tell us what the qualification is for in respect of both the speakers? Sorry.
Can you give me a minute? Can you give me a minute?
Yeah, could you just tell us how many are qualified?
Can you give me a minute, sir?
Yes, sure. It's 5 to 7 and 10 to 12. Both are qualified. Go ahead and do your voting, and thereafter let's have fun from Toastmasters.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster. Now we are getting into the TD session. As you can see here, there are three things that are important. The main objective of TD session is to challenge members as well as guests to develop their impromptu communication skills. So develop and impromptu communication skills are very much important. And for this session, we will have situational leadership. So you will be given some situations and you have to talk about those situations. And this is very important because all the interviews that are happening, right, the behavioral interviews are based on situations. So when you talk about that situation, that means you are clearing the interview. Here also, if you talk about those situations, you are clearing the TT session. Important point is, please try to talk for 1 to 2 minutes and don't give one word answer. And you have to use the word of the day also. What is the word of the day? Very good, nice. Now, please talk minimum for 1 minute. If you are not able to talk for 1 minute, just repeat the topic. That is only 1 minute. Just that's a tidbit for that. And disclaimer: images are taken from the internet. I know some people are here, so I have to just let them go. Are you ready? Can you go? Yeah. Next slide. Oh God. No, don't count this time. Okay, so for this session, what we are going to do here is, where are we now? In desert rose. But imagine we are in a desert itself. Okay, not in desert rose, but in a desert. So, what is that? This is the Sahara Desert. This is the biggest desert in the world, and it is as big as the entire United States. So, you are all in the United States, but in the form of a desert. Okay. Now, let us go into the topics. The first topic, you are holding DP membership position in your club. You fall short by 2 members for achieving 880 goal. How can you convince the aliens who are in the desert to be part of your club? You have to convince 2 aliens. So this topic goes to Toastmaster mechanism. How do you convince the aliens to join?
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and listeners. To convince aliens, especially in Toastmasters, to complete the level 8 bar 8 goal. I joined Toastmasters in 2012. I have completed CC communications up to 10 levels within a year. Sundararaman, TM Sundararaman knows about that. But part-wise, I have registered for 4 years back. This week, I have to give for icebreaker speech. I could not give it because of my the person who was editing my speech told me that you should make better in pathways, not like CC, because the Toastmaster level has been increased. And she convinced me, please stop it. You can give next week or within a month you can give your speech. It is very difficult to convince the Toastmasters to come and give the speech, according to me. And that is why I decided this topic. The Toastmasters involvement is very important. Either giving a speech or playing in a role. They should have an interest, then only they can succeed there. Totally I disagree with this topic, Saravanan.
Okay, thank you. Actually, on April 1st, this is a nice topic, I guess, because we have to increase the number of membership. Whether it is alien or member or anybody, so we have to increase membership. Fine. So let us go to the next topic. Fine. So in Sahara Desert, you got a weird fruit. Okay, these are the weird fruits that are there. The effect is that you would become a superhero if you eat that. Who would be the superhero you would prefer to be? For this, I would like to call Toastmaster Nanda.
There are two important words here. One is weird, that is definitely weird. Now we have to look at the other part of it, the superhero, that definitely isn't weird. So to combine these two and try to make some sense out of it, if I want to be a superhero, the only person that I can think of is Superman. I don't have to walk. I can basically fly anywhere I want to. But the weirdness of the fruit will first prevent me from eating it. And only when I eat it, I'm going to become a superhero. Would I want this? This is a conundrum. Would I use the word albeit?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to use the word albeit. If I eat the fruit, I could become a superhero, albeit it may produce different reactions at the end. And at the end of it, I feel that being weird is better than being a superhero.
Fine, let us go to the next topic. You are wearing a costly specs that was gifted to you. This is the specs. Okay? And one of the desert creatures want it. This is the creature. And you are here. How do you avoid giving your specs to the creature? For this, I would like to call Toastmaster Anuradha.
Toastmaster Saravanan, you don't expect any other thing other than what we are seeing right now. That is his speciality. All of it looks a little bit scary. This is in the desert out there. There is a big creature out there. It's trying to eat me. Just imagine this is going whoosh, and I'm over here. What do I do? What do I do? He's going to tell me, give me a spec. You want to be alive? I said, no. I need to. I won't say that I don't do it. I will first and foremost, I'll give these specs. Why not you take this out of specs there? It's a question of my life. You take this like you take this out of specs out there, but leave me, spare me alone out there. But the next question I will ask is, as all Toastmasters do, why do you need it? It will tell I want to see another gigantic creature who is sitting, who is not visible in the screen out there. You see, there's another gigantic screen who is also trying to impress another one out there. That's what happens even in creatures. Don't worry, it's not only human beings who does all this. It's also the creatures who do this. So I'll give it to them and I tell I'll help you there. So I go along with him and I will sit on the back, I'll sit on the top of that old creature and then I will see where is he going. And then
I will go up to him and I will say, now let me give back my specs to me. I need to see where is the creativity you are trying to impress on that. After seeing that, I'll see that that's another Toastmaster who would be Toastmaster Saravanan himself, because he's the only person who's there with me right there. With Toastmaster Saravanan, I tell him, Hidayat, you told me, you tell me now what to do on that. And then he will guide me to another table topic, which is there, it will be there in the next one. And he would be trying and figuring out what should be the next one on that. After doing all the necessary things, I will coax him and tell him that enough is enough. Now you let me know. I need to attend a Toastmasters Club. I need to attend Sir's wonderful lecture. I need to try and tell him all that. Then only that would give him the impetus to try and figure, yeah, exactly, this is what I will tell him. I show a video clip and will tell him all this. After doing all these things, I will ask him, can you take this specs and give back to me? Friends, that is totally nonsense. But that's what the topic demands. And we need to do what the topic master used to. But so in summary, if you want to learn one thing, think about the dessert, think about Saravanan, think about this, think about what you can give, and it's all about making an impact. Do what is necessary to get out of the situation, and then make the most of it.
Toastmaster Anuradha, I know only short side, long side, but this is a special side because you are able to see what is done on that picture also. So let us go to the next.
We used word of the day for last week.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Next topic. You get shadow for only one person. Okay. You see a palm tree, and in that, if another person wants to join along with you, what will you do? But there is only space for only one person. Okay. This topic goes to Toastmaster Jagan.
It looks like the tree itself needs some shadow for itself. It's very small, and I don't think the tree, it has been taken much closer. There is a landscape which clearly tells the tree is a very small, it's not even a tree, it's a plant. But truth be told, I would not give it to another person, because at the end of the day, it's a survival of the fittest. That too, you are in a desert. The tree, let's say it gives, it's a palm tree. I don't know what palm trees give, but let's say it gives something for us to eat. And if I were to share that, I can do that. After my needs are being fulfilled. Only after my needs are fulfilled can I share that to another person. So for me, the need of a shadow, I'll calculate how many hours do I need that. In 24 hours, how many hours do I need? Now, of course, 12 hours we won't need it. So in 12 hours, how many hours do I need the shadow? I cannot be in the shadow forever. So I can split, let's say 7 hours I need the shadow. The other person needs for 5 hours. So I'll say, yeah, you stay for 7 hours, you stay for 5 hours. I won't be in the shadow forever, neither would that person be in the shadow forever. I won't be in the sun forever, neither would that person be in the sun forever. I won't need the shadow in the night. I'm very well set and done. Let's say that person is the same person like me, just the duplicate. So I need 6 hours, he needs 6 hours. The other 6 hours, both of us would get vitamin D. And that way, a society develops. And a society turns into streets, deserts. We'll have streets in deserts. We'll have small localities, wards, councillors. We'll have cities and states. We'll have elections. We'll have politics. And the next thing you know, you're being given money to vote. Over to you.
I never thought the shadow will create a society also. On the voting politics and everything. Very good. Okay. So let us go to the next topic. So you have to get out of the desert means you have to spin a story using all these words. Okay. Tell a story using these words to escape from the desert. You talk about for 2 minutes, spinning a story with these words, you can get out of the desert. For this, I would like to call the person who joined recently as a Toastmaster, Toastmaster Pravda madam. You can talk from there itself.
First of all, I don't understand what it is.
Great building, rectangle, whatever it is. Yeah, you can just talk about those words.
Use those words and make a sentence.
Thank you very much. Actually, I am a mouse. But I feel that I want to be a great mouse. But why great mouse? You can change your form and be a cat. So you can frighten the mouse. So the big mouse
which I want to do. Trying to become a cat. And I become a cat. Very proud. I'm a cat. Then one day, I see a lion. And the lion is frightening the mouse and the cat. So mouse is gone, cat remains. So cat thinks I should become a lion. So it really tries to become a lion. So the transformation is from mouse to cat, and then finally the mouse becomes a powerful lion. So that is what
Thank you. Nice moral of the story. Thank you. So let us go to the next slide. This is a weird desert, okay? And there is a weird thing that is going on as well. What is happening is, would you want to live in a desert where everyone's thought appears as text about their day? I don't want to see your thoughts now. I know what will happen. As a TT master, I can see from here. So, but if you are given a chance to live in that kind of a desert, will you do that? For that, I would like to call upon a person who also joined recently as a Toastmaster. Toastmaster Kumaresh.
Yeah, thank you for the Toastmaster. This is my first speech. When I imagine this situation, so I may consider, it's kind of a blessing I got. I can able to read everybody's mind. So that, consider if I'm in a desert, there, of course, survival is a difficult one. Survival is a challenging one to stay there. If I get a chance to read about everybody's mind, so of course, I may get a chance to know about, where I can get a food, where I can get a water, where I can take a further step to move out from this desert. That's what I think about it. And also, since I'm new to desert, and if I get a chance to read about everybody who stays longer in desert, so I can able to understand more about what is happening there. Some interesting fact which is not happening in my world, where I'm first time seeing the desert. So that some interesting facts are how they survive with a small amount of water, how they stay for a longer time. I can take this as an opportunity and get to know about their world, and I can adapt myself, take as a learning. Thank you.
So let us go to the next topic. You are an archaeologist and you find a 100,000-year-old statue. This is the old statue, but it's a god for the natives of desert. How would you take that along with you out of the desert? By the way, this is not you, but this is a native of the desert. Okay. And the point here is, how would you take this out of the desert by escaping? For this, I would like to call one of the guests. Okay. I can see 3 guests over here. Would any of you volunteer to come over here and talk about this, or talk about how you want to take that god out of the desert? Or can I pick? Okay, fine. Toastmaster Karthik. Speaker name? Karthik.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I have to take this statue out of the desert. It's a god.
Can still borrow. It's alright. You want to have a different topic? Oh, okay. So what is the desert you like to have in a desert? Does it mean sweet?
Yes.
Okay, please.
So I always love this chocolate brownie. So whenever we go to the hotel or anywhere, I like to eat whenever. And one more, sorry, I forgot that this is pan ice cream. So I remember just to get, before we used not to get pan ice cream normally in any shops. So I used to go to this Absolute Barbecue. We used to have this dinner and only then they give this pan kulfi or pan ice cream. So this dessert I like the most. And
Sure. Thank you for that. Anybody want to attempt this one? This is open for everybody. You might have seen that for at least 2-3 minutes now. Okay. Yeah, your good name?
Sindhana.
Sindhana.
Hello everybody. I like to take this topic. So if I'm an archaeologist and I would like to take this 100,000 years old statue, what will I do? So either I'll wait for the night time. So I'll go there stealthily and try to take that, or I'll make one. I'll wait for some time. I'll talk to the right person and get this statue, duplicated and then replace there, and I'll just try to take it off. So these are the two options I'm thinking of right now. So yeah.
Sure. Thank you for attending. So the next topic is you are in a mystic desert. Okay. In Sahara, Sahara, you are in a mystic place. If you could become any person for 24 hours, who would you choose? So I would like to call, this is the last topic, so I just wanted to open to whoever wants to come over here and talk about that. Who doesn't have any vote? Okay, otherwise I can pick. Toastmaster Tarun. What's the topic again? You could talk. We call any person for 24 hours. Yeah, it's
People in desert.
Yeah.
Tarun. So if I could become any person for 24 hours, I would say, so I'll say about the thing which I mostly like. I'll say a tennis player, Roger Federer. You know why I like him? The attitude of him, it's so good, so disciplined. So I would like to be a disciplined person. So, and even more, the physique, how he maintains it. Like waking up, doing this. I have seen his workout methods actually. And another thing, he gets his millets from Tamil Nadu over here, which many of us don't know it. So I would try to take the healthy foods like him. So yes, more than not trying like him, because I am him. So I would like to be a person like him for 24 hours. He will be so clean. And the way he plays, if I can play, I can win a lot of tournaments in the 24 hours. Like many things, the stamina of him, everything. If I utilize it, I can become number one in the 24 hours. So yes, I would be a Roger Federer for the 24 hours.
Sure, definitely. May your wish come true. Okay. Right. So with this, we have come to the end of the TD session as well. And I have lot many topics, and if you all want to come here and talk also, it is possible, but the time is not enough for you. So I'm just closing the session as of now. And over to Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. I don't remember seeing desert as enticing as this. For a moment I thought the capturing was wrong. It looked more like the Garden of Eden. Very well done. So now friends, now that we know that at least today we admit to our limitations of intelligence, yes or no? We will now go into something like dumb charade. But we're not good enough for dumb charade also. Count the numbers and nothing. We will have, I will give you a message. You could act it out and nothing else. No sound, no thing, nothing, just that. Right? And to be fair, those who got the gift check, I cannot forget them. Who got the gift check? You were taken care of. You had come for a key. Who among gift check receivers did not come on stage at all? You didn't come. Please come, sir. Please come. No speaking. No speaking.
Oh.
Either. Are we through with the voting?
No, voting will take time. We can stop.
Okay. So there you are. You have the first of the presenters. He's going to tell you something, but he cannot tell you something. But you could understand that? There you are. Close.
Yes, first cutting.
Sir, you underestimated yourself. You did it in a jiffy. You defeated me. Well done. Anybody else who would like to try? Any of the guests left out? Anyone? All the guests have been come? Oh, yeah. This is tailor-made for you. Please come, sir. Please come. What's your good name?
Karun.
Huh? Karun. Okay, Karun. Karun is going to show you
Car. Flying cars. Taxi.
Electric car.
Cars. Cleaner.
Cleaner.
Wiper.
Windshield.
No.
Glass cleaner.
I was asking
Money.
Beggar.
No.
They used to clean the car.
Wages for car cleaner.
Salary.
Well, in the signal they'll ask, they'll clean the
Yeah,
car
they
and they'll
wipe
ask
and
them.
they'll.
So
Because
Yeah, she said that. Absolutely. She got the scene also right. Very well done. Both of you very well done. Sure. Now, somebody who didn't have a role, there's nobody, it's like Buddha asking for that, house from where no death has happened. There's nobody who's qualified tonight. I think you'll have to do it now. No, but nevertheless, open. Who would like to do this? Jagan, did you come on? You came. Okay, who would like to do this? Anyone? President.
It's like a baseball coach is coaching the person. So,
Sugar.
sugarcane.
Juice. Sugarcane juice seller. Sugarcane juice seller.
Okay, who will take this? You don't know what it
We
is.
can nominate.
Okay.
We nominate Ananthan.
I can nominate Jagan.
This is the time
I can nominate Jagan.
Is this the time to settle scores?
No, he was raising his hand, so I thought.
Okay, come along.
Try. I am able to read it from.
I'm not going to ask you. Okay, out you.
Baby.
Lullaby.
Lullaby. He was
Lullaby.
Mother.
Mother singing lullaby.
Annie. Mother singing lullaby.
Baby sleeps.
Baby sleeping.
Baby sleeping.
Mother singing lullaby, baby sleeping. Mother singing lullaby.
Mother singing.
Mother
baby
singing,
sleeping.
baby sleeping. Mother
Mother
sleeping. Mother
Mother
sleeping.
slept.
Baby sleeping.
He said.
Babysitter.
What did he say?
He said.
No.
Mother slept.
He said mother slept.
Mother
Mother sleeping.
Mother
No.
slept.
See,
Babysitter.
Okay.
Mother slept.
mother singing lullaby and sleeping.
Perfect.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. Okay, one more. Going. How about timer? Can somebody help timer so that he can relieve? Yeah. And thank you very much. That's great. Something fell down. It's a bit long, but you can handle it. Timer is a better job than this, eh?
Rain.
Umbrella. Towel.
Kerchief.
Raincoat. Kerchief.
Cloth.
Kerchief.
Covering. Covering. Rain.
Raincoat.
It's raining.
Rain.
Rain.
Cover your head.
Covering the head.
Catch.
It's raining and
Raining and covering the head.
With
With
curtain.
the
Cover
cover.
it.
Cover your head.
Cover.
Oh, car is coming.
No, go fast.
While driving. While driving. Running. Run fast. Raining. Cover your head and go fast.
And dry the towel.
When it's raining inside the tower.
No.
Could I go?
Dance.
Traveling.
Bike.
Driving.
Accelerate.
Accident.
Move.
No.
Enjoying rain.
So you're driving when it is raining, but
Not driving.
it's
It's
raining.
raining. Confirmed. It's raining.
Namas.
The first sentence, sir, just to help you, the first sentence is complete.
Okay.
Okay. Then, second sentence.
Covering.
Yeah, the kerchief is wet.
I think you're drying in hot summer.
Raining.
Protect your head.
Yeah, you're trying to run away and
Starting you.
It starts with drizzle. You cover your head with a kerchief, then a vehicle splashes directly water from the potholes. You try and avoid it.
Avoid it. Vehicle splashes water. You try and avoid it.
Oh, the splash was. It was quite.
That's it.
Very cool.
We're going to do this. Venkat, you want to come?
No. Give it to Jagan.
You guys see now, so very cool of you to give so many sentences.
Jagan, you want to come?
I can see
Madam,
there's
you
a
want to
lot of
come? That's it. You need sporty people like this. Come on. Very simple. Got it, huh? Okay. Here goes.
Monkey.
oh, you're talking to the monkey.
Yes, sir.
Talking.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All doctors, serious questions needed. Very high one that everybody gets it so fast. Okay, let's try this. Priya, why don't you come?
Come on, Priya.
Cricket umpire.
Referee.
Batsman.
Referee, not out.
Third umpire.
Third referee.
Third umpire.
Okay, umpire alone correct.
Badminton
umpire.
Tennis.
Tennis umpire.
First one, sir. Second one.
Tennis. Chair.
Sitting. Watching.
Seat.
Sits on a high chair.
Gathering.
Tennis umpire sits on
It's
Please.
umpiring a tennis match, seated on high seat.
Okay.
When you sent a question, you will never get the answer you want. My answer was, that's what umpire does, no? Okay. Now, who will take this? Young man, come along. It's yours very much. Come. I can't think of anybody else but you. No talking.
You.
Typing.
Sending email.
Working.
Laptop.
Keyboard.
Mouse.
Piano.
Music. Piano.
Software.
Chanting.
Coding.
No, it's not good.
Testing.
Playing. Okay, playing games.
Oh, video games.
Bull.
Fight. Catching.
The bullfight games,
Bull catching.
No, video game.
In Tamil, what?
Jallikattu.
Yes. Well done. I think you like my choice. Yes. Well done.
Why computer?
Game. Playing.
But just to clarify, we are still going on that dumb charade style. You're breaking into pieces, giving color for each, whereas, that's another option. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. This one, who's going to take this? Tough one.
So G, sir.
Yeah. At least the answer will take longer.
Hot.
AC.
Current.
Shock.
Electric shock.
Helping with the
Wooden.
stick.
Wooden stick.
Helping with wooden.
She said,
What? Helping with wooden stick?
Yeah,
When you're
that's
shocked.
That's right.
somebody is getting electrocuted and what will you do?
Good, thank you very, very much. I think we will, we're okay for time, I think. Rather. So, I think this session we will close. And what comes next? Evaluation. And for evaluation series, calling you on.
Bad speeches evaluation section. To evaluate the first speech of TM Sundararaman sir, we have Toastmaster Anuradha with us. Toastmaster Anuradha is HOD of the Department of Physiology at Satyabama Medical College. Her introduction is what she already said in the initial part. She said it beautifully in her own words. We know her as a very enthusiastic person who is keen on photography in Medley. I call upon Toastmaster Anuradha to evaluate TM Sundararaman sir's speech.
Good evening once again. TM Sundararaman sir. It's engaging humor level 1, project 1, evaluation and feedback for speech. And he completely satisfied the speech purpose. That is, the purpose of the speech is to present a speech on any topic, receive the feedback and apply it in the second speech. And let me start from the title itself. It was triple FT. I was very curious when I am seeing the agenda itself. It was making us to wait for the speech. What could be the speech and what about it. It was very curious and catchy title. Flying for the first time, maiden trip. So it is also, for me also it's a maiden evaluation. And it created interest in the audience. And I appreciate his self-deprecating humor. It was full of humor, we all of us enjoyed. And there was unexpected twist, that was very nice. And there was humor in each and every sentence. That took us throughout his speech. And he also used funny metaphors and exaggerations. And the content was interesting and was well constructed. The language was very clear and easily understandable. And he used vocal variety, and he used the stage well, and he used physical gesture effectively, and he had a good eye contact and engaged the audience. Overall, it was a spectacular, humorous speech, part 1. So we are waiting for the speech 2. So let us give a big round of applause to DTM Sundararaman sir. Sir, we are waiting for the second speech. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuradha. To evaluate the second speech of Toastmaster Priyadarshini, we have Toastmaster Pravda. We know Toastmaster Pravda as the HOD of the dental department at Satyabama Medical College. On her April Fool's Day prank, it happened when elder brother-in-law got a new flat in Chennai. Toastmaster Pravda's 2 daughters, being daughters of a prominent lawyer, they played a legal prank on him. They called up her brother-in-law and said, we are calling from the Chennai Corporation, there's a problem with your flat, you have to pay us so much amount of money to sort it out. And her brother-in-law was furious. He immediately called up the builder and got the roof down. And it was much later that he realized it was a prank played. And Toastmaster Pravda's husband was not very happy with what happened. I call upon Toastmaster Pravda to evaluate Toastmaster Priyadarshini's speech.
Thank you, GE. A very good evening to fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my dear friends. First, I would like to congratulate and give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Priya for successfully completing her pathway on persuasive influence. The purpose of her project is to reflect the growth, what she has gained during the journey of her project, what she has learned during the entire pathway. And she had structured her speech in such a way, she started with her icebreaker speech, went through the purpose of the speech, the leadership quality she learned, mentorship, until the high purpose leadership. And she narrated what made her to choose the topic of her presentation. Like for her icebreaker speech, she chose the debate that happened in a television show, and she spoke about her second innings. And she was able to identify her analytical leadership. So she explained that. And the best thing what I felt in her speech is the way she explained her entire story. In a simplified way she narrated, and the use of her English language, like how she used invisible thread connecting her and the Voice of India, Lata Mangeshkar, and the way she expressed a best communicator will impart what isn't said. So all this use of English language was best. That is what I feel best in her speech. And the way she concluded, that how she learned and what mistakes she made during the pathway, and slowly she learned and concluded that slow and steady wins a race. And some recommendations that I would like to give her is that when she is giving such a pathway, she can choose a specific topic or a theme to make the entire show much more interesting. And though she concluded that slow and steady wins the race, I felt that she was a little bit faster when she narrated the entire story. So to conclude, the way she presented, she fulfilled the entire pathway in the best way, but with she would have just made few more attempts to make it more interesting and little more slower for us to understand. And I wish her all the very best for her future practice.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravda. While the Secretary at Arms gets a vote ready, can you tell the list of qualified speakers today? Qualified evaluators, sorry. Both evaluators are qualified. Toastmaster Dinakaran to come and with the report.
We have had quite a few Toastmasters use the word of the day, albeit it is a little difficult word. So GE Prasanna, TM Thomas, Toastmaster Ranga, Toastmaster Kumaresan have used the word of the day. Some of the good usages I would like to cover. TM Thomas has spoken about mind map, walking the talk. TM Sundararaman used an acronym FFFT, playing for the first time, meticulously. Toastmaster Priyadarshini have used the words social aspects, suffocated, procrastination, high performance leadership. Toastmaster Rankar have called out that being weird is better than this being a superhero. These are the few things I can note about G.
I call upon our counter Toastmaster Anuradha, please read out the R counter.
Good evening. For Toastmaster Anuradha, CS used couple of time and many times. And FFFT, TM Sundararaman, he has used I was many times. And Toastmaster Pravda, he has used and more than 10 times. Then Toastmaster Priya, she has also used I many times. Then table topic, Toastmaster Venkatesan, couple of times, and sometimes he has taken pause also. Toastmaster Ranganathan, he has also taken pause more than 3 times. Toastmaster Anandan, he has used and more than 3 times. Toastmaster Jagan, he has used after couple of times. Then guest Omadi, Madam, she has used 4 times so. Toastmaster Kumaresan, he has used a couple of times and where I can, that he has used 2 times, where I can, that sentence. Guest Karthik, he has also used couple of times and he has taken long pause also and used more than couple of times and. Guest Sindhana clear speech. Toastmaster Tarun, he has used a couple of times and so he has taken used more than 4 times. Then TM Thomas sir and Toastmaster Saravanan, their clear speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shankaveri. May I now call upon timer Toastmaster Suhail to read out the timer report.
Congratulations to all the qualified speakers. For the prepared speech, TM Sundararaman took 5 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Priyadarshini took 9 minutes 40 seconds. That's regarding easy. For TT speech, Toastmaster Venkatesan took 1 minute 23 seconds. Toastmaster Ranga took 1 minute 3 seconds. Toastmaster Anandan took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Jagan took 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Gomati ma'am took 1 minute 25 seconds. Toastmaster Kumaresan took 1 minute 8 seconds. Guest Karthik took 40 seconds. Guest Sindhana took 35 seconds. Toastmaster Tarun took 1 minute 76 seconds. For the evaluation session, Toastmaster Anuradha took 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Pravda took 2 minutes 38 seconds.
I'll go on with my GE report, and at the end of the GE report, you can start voting for the evaluators. The meeting started on time, and the room was set up with all things perfectly. And we had a TMoD with an unconventional theme, which added much lightheartedness to the entire meeting. And 2 speakers today with very high-level projects. It was an inspiration to listen to both the speeches today. And TT speakers, TT Master had a good selection of the order of members. It was an innovative conduct of the TT session, where he also gave an alternative topic when a guest took time to think about it. And all the members got the opportunity to come here and speak. And the evaluators were confident, exhaustive, understanding the huge responsibility placed on them to evaluating TM Sundararaman and Toastmaster Priyadarshini. They did a good job. The entire meeting was fun-filled throughout. Coming to a few suggestions which I have, I would say that Sergeant at Arms should also introduce a presiding officer with a brief description about him, as there are many guests who may not know a presiding officer well. And coming to the agenda today, we had 4 dropouts, and 2 dropouts happened on Saturday, today. So these last minute dropouts should be avoided. Imagine our VP, he is on a personal trip or official trip, I don't know, he's out of town, and if he gets a message that people are dropping out, he'll not have his peace of mind there. So let us be empathetic towards a VP and think twice and better not to drop out. That too, especially not on a Saturday. The claps are milder throughout. We need more energy while clapping and cheering our members. And TT topic, what I felt was it would be better if we just have the picture and tell out the topic. The idea of the TT session is for members to develop their listening skills and critical thinking. If we leave the topic there, the listening will take a beating. So the topic should be set out, though we could have the pictures alone displayed. And the timer and sergeant at arms could be difficult to manage together because you have to time and also get the Google Forms ready. So these 2 roles should be done by 2 different persons. And considering the quality of good speeches we have, we could also look for evaluators from outside the club to come and join us in their evaluations. That brings me to the end of the report. With this, we come to the end of the evaluation section, and I hand over the podium back to the Toastmaster today. Before that, also cast a vote for the tag player as in when the Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So then, 1.5 hours, we were trying to be foolish. Tell you what, and we have doctors seated here, they can support it. Most of my life, I have worked in event management, and I found adults are dying to be children. All of us have the child in us, except that we carry our designation so heavily on us, we don't feel like doing it. Last night, we lost. I was at Madras Race Club with a few of my friends. We were roaring, every time the 6th, whatever. But I realized, looking back, none of us were looking at how we were looking when we laughed. We were not self-conscious. We were comfortable. Bindas, there is no word in Tamil, I know, at least not in English, equal to bindas. That's what it was. And today also, initially we have a reluctance. We are wearing our ties and all that. So once we break through that, then we are comfortable. I think to me, April Fool is, it's that, tells us that there's a kid in us. Whether we are foolish or not, it's left for our vanity, our pride to decide where we stand. But this, I think, is universal. So again, I must thank you all. Timer could tell me, all of you put together spoke more than I did. Did it happen, sir? I think we kept the promise, thanks to all of you. Thank you very, very much. I have nothing. And again, I don't think we had any other meeting here when more than 15 stories were narrated, or even more than that. So kudos, thanks to all of you, and over to the presiding officer. Any voting to be done? Yeah, there's one voting to be done. That is the role player of the day. 3 of us, Toastmaster Saravanan, Toastmaster Prasanna Vani, and yours truly. Voters.
Thanks to the TMoD for having this engaging session and then having all people here participating in the meeting and then contributing to the meeting. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful meeting. We had a good time. Thank you so much. Get to hear from the guests some feedback. Nindana. Yeah, Sindana, sorry, yeah. Could you come and share some feedback, whether you have enjoyed, what did you like the meeting? Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, I'm Santana. So I'm coming here for the second time. Last week also I participated. Okay, today also I enjoyed the session very much. The prepared speech was really good, and I enjoyed DTM sir's hilarious speech. And also Priya, I have met you once before earlier. Yeah, so I just was wondering how we have gone through all those journeys. So that was really inspiring us actually. And the Damsi done by Sir is also really good. I enjoyed it. So I think it keeps me coming frequently here.
You stay closer?
Yeah, I stay closer.
Okay. Thanks for that. Karthik, would you like to come have a feedback?
So once again, good evening everyone. So I thoroughly enjoyed the session. Only thing I was feeling is I could not talk anything when the topic was given. But other than that, so this is the first real I've been Toastmasters, but in the online. So online it was a little bit easy, but talking in front of the people, it really scares, and I could not, utter a word also. Hopefully I'll improve, and I enjoyed it totally. Thank you, thanks for having me. Thank you.
You speak, so no worries. But keep sitting as yes. That would really happen, yeah. Okay. Karun.
Hi, good evening. This is my third session. Really, every session makes me very eager to join and come further for this Toastmasters, and willing to do that well. And today is, as usual, very wonderful session and very interactive as well. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so we'll have few announcements here. The next meeting is going to be a milestone meeting. Again, it's a bigger milestone, 725 milestone meeting. There is a team that is already for preparation. So team will reach out to you. So please support, and then I would encourage all of us to participate and then be part of this milestone meeting. And also try to reach out to other Toastmasters and make them come for the meeting. It would help us to have a bigger crowd, and then having all of us joining here and celebrating for the milestone. So yeah.
Same time, same place.
Yeah, same place. The timing we will publish with the agenda. Mostly it would be the same time we will start with. Maybe it could extend for a longer duration with some special events planned. And let's have a standing ovation to our Toastmaster Jagan for winning the area contest. Then got the first place in both the speech and then the TT. TTM Guru Prasad couldn't be here, but he also won the place in TT. So congrats to both of them. So thanks for making Medley proud in all the events. Thank you so much. Okay, so Suhail, do you have the results ready?
Yes, thank you.
So with this, we will go to the best performance for the day. Best speaker, TM Sundararaman.
Yes.
Best TT speaker, Toastmaster Anandan. You are bringing so much energy to the crowd. So thank you very much.
Just the pair of spectacles.
He's bringing a lot, but he's leaving with empty hands.
You'll have some tea. Best evaluator, Toastmaster Pravda. Best role player TM Thomas.
Do I look here or here?
Done.
Best tag role player Toastmaster Sundaresh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, with this, we are coming to the end of the meeting. I declare the meeting number 724 adjourned. Thank you so much.